from the campus of Northwestern Oklahoma State University. Honored by the Oklahoma Broadcast Education Association 2 years in a row for the best collegiate newscast in Oklahoma. This is 7 News.
Channel 7 Newsroom, I'm 7 News reporter Chelsea Adams. New head football coach for Northwestern has been announced. A press conference was held to introduce Alan Hall to Northwestern and the community. 7 News was live at the press conference. Here is more.
We're really excited about being here today. Thankful that you showed up. Let me talk to you about the process and kind of how that went. Is that obviously when Coach Bearfield resigned, we began immediately getting the word out, advertising, letting folks know that we had a search going on for a new football coach. And I have to tell you that it was a bit overwhelming, at least initially, the number of people that were contacting us by text or email, phone call in the office, phone call on the cell phone, and trying to reach out to find out, because this program has a history of success and people want to be involved with things that are successful. I think we ended up with just over 50 or 52 official applications, but I can tell you there was probably double that in partial applications or people who called and were interested in the position. So I felt like we would have a great opportunity to find the right person to lead this program. As we started going through the process, there were some things that I laid out as a profile that I thought were very important as we move from where we are to that Division II membership and active in the Great American Conference. And I started thinking about Alan Hall. Alan was an offensive coordinator, assistant head coach when I was the athletic director at Newberry College. We brought him on as we made a change there, and he was instrumental in turning that program and pointing it in the right direction. Coach Hall has a wealth of experience. He's coached different places all over the country. He played at a very high level, University of Miami, and so he has the type of experience. But the number one thing about Coach Hall is I trust him implicitly. He's the kind of man that needs to lead other people. We will have priorities in line. We will have academic excellence. We will have football excellence. And this program is about ready to take off, and I'm really excited about that. Coach Hall's experience is on the offensive side of the ball, serving as offensive coordinator at every level he's been at, all the way through Division I. He'll bring a really exciting brand of football, but he's also well-rounded in his football experience, and our defense will be just as a big a part of our success. So without further ado, I want to introduce to you my good friend and somebody I really think is going to take us places that we want to go, Mr. Alan Hall.
Thank you. It's been some time since I've worn one of those, and I wouldn't do it justice. Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. There's a scripture from the Bible that sums up my excitement for today. So if you'll indulge me for a second. In 2 Samuel, it says, "God is my strength and power, and He maketh my way perfect." Today is a perfect day for me. This is a dream come true to head up my own college football program. And I can't think of a better place to start my head coaching career than right here at Northwest. I'd first like to start off with a few thank yous. I'd like to thank Dr. Cunningham for a wonderful interview experience when I came out here for a few days. I met with her as well as members of her cabinet. And there's a quote I shared with her from one of her cabinet members. I won't share who it was. But when I asked everyone about Dr. Cunningham and working for her and being part of this institution, the quote that was given to me was, "The president is well liked by everybody." By everybody. And I stopped and thought about that for a second, because in 18 years I've been in a lot of college campuses, and usually somebody doesn't like the president. Whether it's faculty, whether it's athletic department, whether it's students, somebody's at war with the president, but evidently not here. So hopefully it's certainly not going to be athletics, at least not football. Coach Carter, the athletic director, for presenting me with this opportunity. That was one of the glowing aspects of getting involved in applying for this job. Having worked for him, I've seen what he's been able to do, taking a program that we inherited in Newberry in 2003, which was arguably the worst program in Division II football. Hadn't won a conference game, I think, in 4 or 5 years. To see that thing grow in the span of 4 years, we're at the 4-year mark, they were winning conference championship. That's an incredible hurdle and an incredible time frame to do those things, and that's a direct result of his leadership and how he was able to grow the athletic department. So having seen that firsthand, I know what he's capable of, and it comes back to his work ethic and how well he puts his efforts behind the coaches he hires, the student athletes that are involved in the athletic department. He truly cares, and that's always a great thing to have when you start a new venture like this for me, to have somebody like that that you trust watching your back. That's very important. Probably most importantly, and luckily she's not here, or otherwise I'd hear about it afterwards. I didn't thank my wife first. You'll have to forgive me. She couldn't make it today. She's 15 weeks pregnant, so she wasn't up for the trip. But after I applied for the job and getting ready to come interview, my days already are quite long, being a head coach and athletic director as I was. But I was up late at night, feverishly taking notes, studying the internet, looking at researching Northwestern and the town of Allen itself, and trying to gather all my data just to see or try to get as good a feel as I could about what I was going to get into if this was to work out. She said, "Honey, I've never seen you, work this hard before." She said, "You spent a lot of late nights breaking film down and those kind of things, but never have I seen you put in the preparation just for an interview before. Usually you just go and kind of wing it." And I said, "Well," you have to, let me put this in terms you can understand. I said, as a girl, you prepare your whole life for your wedding day. You're looking at magazines. That's what football coaches do for a head college job. They prepare almost their whole life putting things together and saying, if I ever get the opportunity to sit in that chair, this is how I'm going to do it. So I want to thank her for her time in putting up with me, because it's not always the easiest. I want to thank the student athletes, the football players that are here today. Some of you were here a couple of weeks ago when I came to interview, and it was a pleasure meeting with you and getting a feel for where the program's at and what your thoughts were and what things we can do to make things better. From our football program, what you can expect to see from us, my philosophy, I shared this with Coach Carter and several other members I met with. My philosophy is simply this. I want our players to become better Christians, better brothers, better husbands, better fathers, better sons, better members of their community, wherever they're from, than had they not played here. My goal is not to get into the NFL. I would like to say my goal is not to win championships, but if I said that or if I did that, I probably wouldn't be here very long. But I want our kids to become better men. I want our athletes to grow up and to be something they can go home and be proud of. How we do that, there's 3 principles or 3 bedrocks that we live by. The first one is character. Character is something that everyone can display. An old ball coach once said, "You win with character, not characters." And so that's something that is very important to me and that we will continue to work on daily. Excellence, to strive for excellence, whether it's on the field or off, in the classroom, community service outreach, whatever endeavor we take on, we're going to strive to do it the best we can do. And lastly is respect. Respect for each other, respect for the school, respect for our colleagues, respect for our professors, respect for our coaches and staff, respect for women, something that is I believe is a foregone afterthought. And talking about that, I've got a 5-year-old daughter, and your perspective changes some things when you've got a little girl at home. But I'd like to see our players you know, stop and open the door for a female. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, you know, things like that. It's just something, that's how I was raised, and that's something I feel is not always looked at as appropriate behavior anymore, and something you'll come to learn, come to expect from us. My brand of football, we can get more to that afterwards if you have exact questions, but from an offensive standpoint, we are a fast-paced, up-tempo, physical style of play. It's a lot similar to, say, the University of Oregon or Oklahoma State. If that gives you, hope I didn't offend any Sooner fans in here. But that's the kind of offense we're accustomed to playing. And sometimes you have to tailor that or skew that to the personnel on hand, and as we continue to grow, we'll continue to recruit to that style of environment. Defensively, you're going to see an aggressive style attack defense that's going to live in the critical area of getting off the field on third down. You don't win the third downs, you wind up staying on the field longer. The longer you're on the field, the higher percentage are you're giving up points. The more points you're giving up, obviously you know where that's going. Games are won and lost. But again, I'm going to thank everyone for coming out today. I'm so excited to be here. I'm a little choked up, so please forgive me if I'm not speaking as eloquently as I quite like, but it's an emotional time for me. I'm very excited about this opportunity. My staff's going to try and hit the ground running as fast as we can with recruiting to go on to state championships being planned as high schools here in Oklahoma. We have to go get and see some folks. So I'll finish with three words. Ride, Rangers, ride.
What are you going to do about the current players that were here last year?
I'm not going to do anything, but first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to meet with them as a team, and then I'm going to meet with them all individually. I'm going to have them sign up to come by and see me one-on-one, and I'm going to find out from them what their intentions are. After that, we're going to move forward with our, we've got finals that end next Friday, and they'll be going home for Christmas, and then we'll move forward into our off-season conditioning and winter program starting in January when they come back. But as far as I'm concerned, when I address the team later on today, it's going to be an open forum, but it's going to be, I'm going to tell them it's like a job interview from here on out. I don't know them on a personal level and didn't recruit any of them, so I'm not looking to get rid of anybody. But things are going to change. There's going to be a different standard in place. We're not going to do things the way the old staff did. So, everybody will be given a fair shake to continue to be here and be a part of the program. It's just going to be a matter of what they're willing to put into it in order to get what they're getting out of it. Anybody else? Go ahead.
How much of the old staff are going to be here next year? Are you planning on keeping anyone?
Well, I'll address that. We've given Coach Hall the opportunity to bring his own staff. And so the folks that are here, the 2 full-time staff members will remain faculty and teach throughout the rest of their appointment here. But we're actually right in the middle of the process of hiring staff right now. So they'll start as soon as we locate them.
So they might not come with you, you might hire just new people from some third place?
We are going to be hiring whole new staff for football.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys that are here will remain on payroll teaching their courses. Absolutely. Right. But it's my philosophy in doing this for a lot of years that when you make a change, you need to make a change, and to let Alan have his own staff is the right thing to do, and so that was the decision from the very beginning.
Would the staff that you ultimately select, would possibly some of them come from where you?
They will ultimately, or a majority of them will be either coaches I'm working with or have worked with, that I have some familiarity with. Sure.
We're talking 2 coaches. How many coaches are we talking about?
Well, 2 full-time and then some GAs. I think just philosophically, this business is a relational business, and so as an athletic director, when given the opportunity, and and all things are pretty much equal, if I can hire somebody I know, I feel a lot more confident about what I'm going to get. And I think coaches are the same way. You know, any coach, I remember when I got my first head coaching position, you know, now the record's on me. And so I want to have people around me that I trust and can take us where we need to go. And I think Coach Hall feels exactly the same way, that this is a great opportunity and we want to make sure we get it right as fast as we can.
Do you have any new coaches hired yet, or still just in the process?
No, we're very close, but there's a process that you have to go through, and so we're excited about that.
Additional questioning and comments took place following the introduction. For more information about what changes might be taking place in the Northwestern football field,